Well, I am getting a little bit of a late start here. It's like 9:15. I woke up at 6:30, went back to sleep for about 2 hours. The goal was to start about 7:30, but a little late. I'm terming the South Mountain Marathon. It's going to be about 26 miles. I'm going to go the entire length of the South Mountain. I say ridge, but you're not really on the ridge the whole time, if really at all. You're on this thing called the National Trail. At the top of the first little hill, there's downtown Camelback Fiesta. You can see out in the distance the radio towers, which represent a good view of Four Peaks, downtown Tempe, Superstitions. So the radio towers that you see, or maybe you can't even see too well, we're about halfway, I think, along the ridge when we get there, but those look very far in the distance. There's a lot of runners out here, runners and bikers. A lot of ultra running looking guys that have just their little vest. They're moving pretty fast, sort of half jogging, half walking, nothing too crazy. I'm out in the middle somewhere, probably venture on maybe 3.5 to maybe even 4 miles in. There are the towers above. I just hit the point where I would have come off that mound, so I'm comfortable saying I'm about 4 miles in. That's probably good to the nearest half mile at least, maybe even nearest quarter. So headed to the radio towers now, and then we'll have the whole second half of the ridge still to go. Well, about to the first tower before I just climbed up here to the fence and then turned around. So I'd venture to say getting close to 6 miles, maybe 5.5. I've just descended a bit. I've actually come up this trail, Telegraph Pass, before, and then scrambled all the way up on the ridge to the radio towers, where there was a breach in the fence. So I just had we were up fairly close to those towers, and I just descended, I don't know, a good 300 or 400 feet. So I'm gonna have to regain that on the way back, and I think we're about to go up now. You can see there's a little structure, look at up there. Great view of our radio towers. We're climbing, went out past that little half shelter, east of Phoenix, down into Ahwatukee. I'd imagine we got to get up at least onto this ridge. It's a bit nippy, a bit windy. Almost need a windbreaker. Looks like we're popping out on the ridge here pretty soon. Rocky in places. N sign. N or P. Nitrogen or phosphorus. Go in. Alright, well, I don't need to record more of this right now, so almost, I think, at sort of the ridge, but we'll see when we get up there. So we hit our relative high point. You can see ahead there's like two main ridges. We're going on the left one. It's the one we're gonna take. The trail's on the right one too, but we essentially, you can see the trail sort of on the ridge, and that might be Goat Hill, that high point up there. The trail skirts on the left, I can see it. So we'll drop a little here, go straight across, then sort of maybe go up a little bit, but not much. And then eventually we'll have our long final descent down to the west end. I'd imagine I got still about 5 miles to the turnaround point. There's your towers, making it past them. There's all of Phoenix. You can barely see the edge of Tempe over there, but see up to where I live too. All right, that's it for now. I've encountered some sort of tunnel, borehole, mine. The sign doesn't seem to say anything, so still going on the end. Still got a bit to go. Still a while of this ridge. Adventure, I've gone maybe 9 miles so far. Still means I got 3.5 or 4 to go. That's just a guess. And there's still a decent amount of little up and down. I was hoping at some point I just slowly descend down, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case yet. So you can see the 202 way down there. It's going to bend around here. I'm going to go down and basically almost touch it. Aha! So that building that you see, that very well could be part of the casino complex. So that is where we're dropping down to. You see the highway there. We're essentially dropping down to the highway. Final descent. That dude's moving. He passed me, and then I sort of just stuck onto him. Gave him a little space, but sort of pacing off of him now. I was just walking. Whoop. Figured with him jogging, probably only a mile or so to the turnaround point. See, it's starting to flatten out. A little rocky, so you gotta be careful. Anyway, so at that post I turned around, I left my buddy, we talked for a little bit. He's doing Black Canyon 100k or 60k. It's coming up in February. So if I'm around, maybe I'll go volunteer for that. That's through Aravaipa. So he started at Pima as well, a little after me, around 9:30. So it's about noon. So I did 13 miles in 2:45. So not awful. I wanted to thought 3. And honestly, it probably would have been closer to 3 if I didn't run that last mile and a half with him. Or 2 miles even. So probably like 3 to 4 miles back. You can see, got our view of Goat Hill over there. And there's actually switchbacks going up, which I didn't notice before. So I might go up. So why not? And then you see the radio towers out there that are still pretty far away. But when I get to those, I'll be about halfway back. Goat Hill, here we come. Oop, you good? Sorry about that. You're good.
You want the single part? You gotta look over yonder when you're doing it though. Cool. That's a keeper. Yeah. If anybody's gonna leave any presents under here, send that to your wife.
Oh, yeah. Whew.